The selection was just in mind for next week as well. Some players have had 2 or 3 games in the week. We've got to think about Tuesday. We've got a game against the Brumbies on Tuesday, and we're still looking at some combinations. And we said to the players that there's an opportunity for players on Saturday to stake claims, but the test team won't be selected until after next Tuesday. We haven't even spoken about the first test in terms of that. You know, these players have got an opportunity on Saturday. We said we've got a few knocks in the backs at the moment, and we just need to make sure that we rested a few players, and because the whole priority is making sure that we arrive in Brisbane next Saturday fresh and ready to go. With Billy 12 Trees coming in, and the thinking behind that was that we needed to make sure that we had cover for the midfield, because Brian O'Driscoll's a little bit sore from the last game. We've still got Manu who's got a sore shoulder, and then our cover for the midfield, you know, with Tommy Bowe can play 13, George North as well. Owen Farrell had a knock, so all our midfield cover was basically, apart from the 2 players having a bit of a knock, but the cover wasn't there as well. So we wanted to bring Billy in to make sure that he would probably start on Tuesday against the Brumbies. No, it was specifically about our midfield cover, the lack of midfield cover. We know he can play 10 as well, and he can goal kick. But it was specifically we felt that we had a lack of midfield cover, and when we looked at it, went through the side, there was potential that for next week there could have been 3 or 4 players that could have sort of been going into their 5th game in a row, and we've got to make sure that we keep a number of those players fresh for the test. We saw at the end of the game where he said he'd done the splits, and he's just working up a little bit sore. And the thing with Brian is that, you know, we've got to make sure that we manage him, and we spoke about that when we spoke with him specifically before the tour, and saying that, you know, we didn't really want him to play more than 1 game a week, and at any stage, if his body was a little bit sore, then we'd make sure that we kept him fresh and you know, didn't tire him out. We don't want to pick up any more knocks or injuries, and then, you know, a few players are coming back, which is good. You know, particularly we've got a full complement, almost a full complement of forwards, which is great, but the backs have sort of tended to take you know, the most of the punishment, and probably because of the way we've been playing. We've been, you know, moving the ball a lot. We've been playing a heck of a lot of rugby, and some of the meterage that some of our backs have covered and the amount of work that they've done is, you know, it has taken its toll a little bit. So, you know, good confident performance on Saturday will go a long way to, you know, for some players that they know there's, you know, Sam just spoke about the loose forwards, but I can tell you, I mean, now we're far from made up our mind over the loose forwards, and there's a huge amount of options and combinations. They're all fit at the moment, and all of them have done really well. So you know, that's going to be one headache, and the next couple of games will determine that.
It's always nice to have game time. I always think the more games I have, you know, the better I tend to play. It's a lot about getting your time in around the breakdown and in attack and defence. So the more games you play, you know, within reason, obviously, you know, the more you pick up a feel for the contact area and the speed of the game. So yeah, looking forward to this Saturday. It was a good run out, I thought, last week. Good for the lungs, and looking forward to it this Saturday. Last weekend, I know Dan and Toby, you know, very familiar with that trio, but really looking forward to playing with Tom and Jamie. You know, Tom's, you know, line-out wise, Crofty is awesome in training. Jamie's feet, I think, in attack have been great when it comes to ball carrying. So it's you know, an interesting trio, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how that goes. And you know, you want to come on line tours to try and play with different combinations, and you know, playing with guys like Crofty and Jamie, you know, is part of it, and I'm really looking forward to that. I think players are always trying to impress. It doesn't matter what game it is or when. You always want to have a good game, and all the players will naturally put that pressure on themselves anyway. So you know, nobody's reading into anything, because there's still a lot to prove. There's still a couple of games to go, and players will definitely try and take this opportunity Saturday.